So now we have Jean from BPSIs.
So hello, we are going to talk about insurance protection now. I am the founder of BPSIs, Jean Orgonasi, coming from an insurer, and I founded this company with two other insurers. And our goal is to deliver a real full digital solution for protection insurance. That's our goal, and to make it very nice and easy, as you can see on the picture. So, why are we interested about insurance protection? It's first of all because according to Swiss Re, which is the second largest reinsurer in the world, the European protection gap, only Europe, is 10,000 billion euro. And what does it mean? It means that the difference between the capital required in case of death or disease and what are your resources is this protection gap. So it means that in Europe, you insure your car, you insure your house, but you don't never protect your family, or almost never, and not at the right level. It depends on the country, of course. In the UK, people protect their people, much less in France, in Italy, or Spain, for instance. So there is a real cultural issue, but not only that. The buying process of insurance protection is a real nightmare. It's a nightmare for the sales guys, for the salespeople, because usually they have to sell many guarantees, and there are many limits and administration paper. Just to remind what happened when you subscribe such a product, you will ask for a guarantee in case of death, or disability, or unemployment, and of course there are limitations. The insurer won't pay any kind of amount of any kind of situation. There are many exclusions, so it's always very complex. And for this high amount of capital, you will have to pay monthly premium. So usually for the sales guy, it's difficult to sell, to talk about death, unemployment, disability, etc., of course, but they are never able to explain. And in many countries, these products are leading to a lot of complaints. In France, for Creditor Insurance is the first reason for complaints at the French regulator, the ACP. First, just at the equal level with car insurance. For the customer, it's the same thing. When you are in good health, it will be simple. Not so simple, actually. But you will feel it's expensive, of course, and you will have to fill in a lot of paper you just don't understand. And of course, when you really need it, so when you feel that you may be sick one day, of course, here, it's sometimes almost impossible. So our goal is to make it much more simple than it is today. So first of all, we had two answers to do so. First of all, we work on a product design. So, I mean, a product when you are in front of the screen, because of course we are talking about screen and digital solutions here. In any cases, you will be insured. So the product is extremely complex, but as a customer, you don't see it. You only see the solutions that are adapted to you because you feel what is your situation, you feel and you get the right answer. Okay? And the second solution, of course, is the IT system, which make it possible, make possible to manage a very complex contract and to present the solutions progressively. And as it is complex, it's complex on the paper when you use paper because a lot of people have to work on your file. You have the sales guy, you have an underwriter, people who's going to quote if you are sick, what kind of premium you need. You have to see the doctors. So many people, and of course the admin teams, many people to work with. So we've built a collaborative workflow. So the process of selling protection insurance is completely industrialized. No paper, and you progress in a workflow, and you can see how you progress. So that's what we've built. Our first work has been to work on mortgage creditor insurance. The reason is that it's a huge market, 8 billion euro in 6 billion euro, excuse me, in France. And starting with France was not too bad idea because France represents 50% of the European market. Perhaps you don't know that as French people, but we are a big lover of creditor insurance in France. Of course, there are a second reason why we've started with that, because it's boosted by the new regulation, la loi Hamon, which is opening a lot of new opportunities and reasons for people to look for a better solution. So our system, it's actually a system that is designed for any people who is working on the file of a customer. So the customer can, through our application, work with the brokers, talk directly to the underwriter, or even to the reinsurer. All people are connected on the same system, so that at this one day, a customer talks to his broker, there is an issue, then he can have a direct contact with the reinsurer, and we get immediately the answer. That's what we've built, okay? At the end, we had to work on 4 main innovations. First of all is online advice. One of the issues is to make people love this product, which is quite difficult, I must say. So we have to make them feel happy with what happens. So we've built an application, because it's a true application, it's not a website, where you have a lot of explanations and comments. We have 450 pages of explanations. All fields, all pages are explained. You are never alone when you are in front of the screen. Never alone as a sales guy, or never alone as a customer. Second thing, of course, we are using a system where, with responsive design, so you can work anywhere, anytime, on any device, any customer. We've felt that it was important for a customer in front of our system to be able to subscribe whatever his situation. It's maybe a company, it's maybe a guy who is just have a small loan, or a guy who is going to have a loan of 40 million euros. It's exactly the same thing, okay? We can do a file with 10 people and 10 loans at the same time, at the same moment, okay? Issued immediately. So, of course, there is real-time information to make all people work together, of course, electronic signature, which is the basic. We've worked things to be swift. So to be swift with such products, you need quite a complex thing, which is direct online underwriting. What does that mean? It means that when you are sick, we have an issue with your health, you can just fill in a questionnaire. The questionnaire will react depending on what you say. If you say you are sick, we will ask new questions. And at the end, we will, in 90% of the cases, give you a quotation or exclusion directly online so that you can subscribe immediately and get your certificate immediately. The average time to get for a complex case, it's 20 minutes. Usually, it's maybe 1 month. So that's the achievement today. There was another thing which is very important for banks or insurers. It's safe, because we are by nature compliant to client needs. If the sales guy doesn't really understand the insurance contract, no problem, because you are completely guided by the application. Okay. Of course, we do something else. We track the advice. We track what the customer has finally done on the system, and we store it on a safe, an electronic safe, so that in case of conflict, we can show really what happened and have the right decision. I've done that because I worked for the UK in the past, and I know what happened with PPI in the UK. And we work also, we have worked on medical confidentiality. We guarantee it. We are on a website, we are on internet, so you have to give some medical informations. And of course, the first question we ask when we open the secured website for the customer is, who is able to see this information? Of course, our doctor is able to see, but he can decide if the borrower are going to see that or not, or if the broker is going to see that or not. He is deciding, so he has the power. So, what are we doing now? We have started to sell just recently, very recently actually, and we are selling to credit brokers mainly. Brokers, we have started already with one private bank, and this month we're going to start with competitors. And here, of course, we are at the middle. We have insurers working with us. So actually, we have 2 insurers who have decided to insure our contract. And we are, as a B2B insurance broker, we are working with the distributor, these ones. But we are also doing something else. We are selling our solution, and we are selling our solution to insurers, or banks, or bank insurer. So here, what we do is we adapt our system to the insurers, and we have built the system to do so. What we've done, it's not a website, it's an application where all words are in database. All the workflow is a parameter. So you can, if an insurer wants to work with us, we have just to change the parameters of our application. And of course, we have done that to be able to replicate our application in Europe, and we have started our first contacts because you just have to translate the workflow. Eddie, I may need perhaps your help here. I wanted just to finish with a video which is in French, so for the non-English speaking person here, it would be better. And for the English people who will see that, it will be a good training, isn't it?
We'll cut it into the video for you.
Excuse me.
We'll
Yeah.
cut it into the video. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
BPSIs, c'est une société 100% digitale. Nous sommes une équipe d'experts en assurance emprunteurs et nous créons la rupture digitale pour que l'assurance emprunteur soit enfin simple pour les clients et les distributeurs.
En effet, quel que soit le distributeur, quel que soit son client et sa situation, nous nous engageons à accélérer et simplifier l'acte de vente. Par Internet, par téléphone ou en face à face, la rupture digitale s'appelle Multinet.
Multinet est une plateforme de travail digitale et collaborative. Une solution où tous les acteurs de l'assurance emprunteur se connectent et interagissent. Du client au distributeur, en passant par le gestionnaire, l'assureur, le réassureur et les médecins conseils. Et grâce à la signature électronique, tout peut se faire en ligne.
Oui, allô ?
Jennifer Hag à l'appareil. Je vous appelle concernant votre dossier d'assurance de prêt.
D'accord.
Je vous confirme que votre dossier a été validé par la compagnie et qu'il ne vous reste plus qu'à le signer de manière électronique.
Très bien. Eh bien, je fais le nécessaire.
Multinet répond réellement à nos besoins en tant que courtier dans le domaine de l'assurance emprunteur. C'est exactement ce que nous attendions.
Avec Multinet, nous garantissons des temps de traitement les plus brefs entre nos partenaires et leurs clients. Le tout dans un espace sécurisé et confidentiel. C'est un véritable gage de confiance.
It's finished. So, if you have any question about this solution.
Just a very quick one. On your partnership with the brokers, are you going to white label, or is BPSIs going to be visible to the client?
We have both solutions. So first of all, we have started with our own design, our own name, BPSI. And we are now in the process of designing one of our solutions for a broker and another one for insurer.
What about prices?
Very low, of course.
Sure.
I've never talked about prices because it's not the main objective of the solution. But actually, of course, our admin costs are much lower than any other competitor because normally for 90% of the files, we just don't see anything. Zero. It's very, very nice to see that when you see just the subscription arriving in our files. But that's what happens. Today, we are still in a process where we verify the medical underwriting, just checking before delivering it. But before, yes, mid-January, we won't have a look. So admin costs are much lower than the prices are better.
Because you negotiated the prices with your insurance subcontractor?
In my previous life, one of my main job was working about Creditor Insurance. So we have tightened the price and the quotations with the reinsurer. And so most of the insurers have are following what we are doing. So the first thing we have done an actuary work. We have really worked on the quotations. And the insurers we are working with are quite satisfied to be reinsured because they fear the consequences of the online subscription. So we are reinsured, as you can see. And it's a good way to start with insurers who are usually a bit frightened.
And do the bankers really like you?
Yes, I am the friend of bankers. The idea is not to compete with banks. The idea is to work with banks because, of course, we have already seen quite a lot of banks because we help them to sell. Most of them know that they won't be able to resist with the group contract only. So, for instance, our first approach was with private banks because here it's almost impossible to sell a group contract, and they're very happy to use that. So, actually, we have sold already our solution since July with a significant bank, and now we are starting with 5 other banks in the following month because we had them.
Okay, Jean, thank you very much.